Morning, guys. What is up, guitar players, musicians, vocalists, tambourinists? I was talking to an accordion. What do you call him? Accordion. A guy that plays an accordion last night, and he was brilliant. He was really, really good. And the accordion he had and all, he was showing it to me. It was like, I get this from France. And I was like, right, really? It was like, I ordered this 3.5 years ago. He says I was waiting on it 3.5 years, and then it come. And I was like, right. I thought it was like a fucking strip tea box or something. I thought it was like a square thing with buttons on it. And then he started opening up. And he was looking at me. He was going, look, you see what's going on here? And he was hitting the fucking notes. There was a few wee chords just to start with. You know what I mean? He was going, you can do that. And then he started hitting the fucking the wee notes and the reeds and stuff. And he was going, it was beautiful. And see when it opened up, it opens up like a big fucking spring, and there's like cloth. It's all joined up with cloth. It's like the finest fucking shit. Like the inlay of a really nice jacket. It's all designs, It's fucking beautiful. And I was like, that's great. And there was a wee trad session, Irish traditional music, And there was a few guys sitting around, and it seemed it was the end of the night. I thought they'd finished up, I thought, not gonna get to hear this guy. Next thing he turned away from me. And we looked over to the boy and was like, fucking G C B, D flat, fucking E minor, and an F6. And the guy was like, right. And he started fucking strumming. And your man started into the thing. He just sort of gave me one last look, just one last glance. He was like, check this shit out. And he started going to fucking work. I swear to God, man, it was beautiful. Guy fucking, he was the guy in the banjo beside him, he joined in. Another fella, he was playing. He was on guitar as well. And I had my harmonicas. I was showing him my harmonicas with the wee leather case, and I was explaining to him, like, these are special ones I get, this is you pay an extra £20 per harp, you know what I mean, because they're not so much factory made, extra care and all. Oh, very good. So I sort of seen what the lie of the land was, and then I got in with a harmonica. I started going gently, and then there's two girls sitting. I seen the two girls sort of looked up. One of them got the flute out. She started fucking. Another girl, she was in the tin whistle. Fuck, this is brilliant. So the whole thing just come together. But your man was sitting with the accordion. He was running the show. Like, he was fucking top dog. It's very good. He could really play it. Accordion wouldn't really be the first instrument you would think of. You're going to be dazzled by somebody, but no, this was something very good. Guys, like, we're just going to play a bit of guitar today. We're going to play guitar for half an hour, maybe a little longer. See how we get on. We'll see where it takes us. But I haven't touched the guitar yet. I mean, it's still only 11:15 in the morning. Obviously, can't play that loud and stuff. I'm just going to pick it up, and we'll sort of take a read on it about getting warmed up. How does the guitar feel, and how do we sound as players first thing in the day? I've been playing quite a bit. I was playing another guy's guitar last night. I think it was from 73 or 78. It was a Guild guitar. Lovely. Guy's a really nice player. The fella who I'm thinking about. Blues player, we were talking about Mick Taylor and stuff from the Rolling Stones. A few other guys. So he was showing me the guitar, and then he started playing on it, and I was going, yeah, this guy's my sort of player. Blues player, he's got that muscular thing, it's not light, namby-pamby stuff. He was like, really tore into it, and then he went out for a smoke, and he put the guitar in my lap, and I got to play around with it. Strings are heavier than what I used to. It must have been 10s. The tension was quite, whatever the scale of it or whatever, the tension was quite tense. So like I said, I've been doing a lot of playing lately. So I realised when I got up this morning, I'm tight in there. You know, all them wee muscles and tendons and stuff in there, they're just tight. Not in a painful way, just in a way it's like, oh, you've been playing a lot. So first thing in the day, if you are a guy that plays a lot and plays with a lot of vibrato and does a lot of bends and stuff, then your hands are gonna be a little bit tighter. So we'll see how that sounds. We'll see what that looks like, yeah, and we'll see how we get on with this. Let's see. We'll go to the middle pickup. So we've got 1 is a neck, 2 out of phase, 3 middle, 4 out of phase in the treble, and then 5 are bridge pickup. So let's see now. Full volume, full tone on each of them, right? Alright, so light finger thing. You just do that to get warmed up. So we exercise the arpeggio thing with how the picking is, with the right hand, 1 string at a time for the most part, and the other end of that we're getting then is we're working on the left hand, moving that way, arpeggio patterns, and we're working on just exercising that, first thing in the day, just getting into, we're getting into jazz and stuff. You're going to be doing a lot of these arpeggios, and even if you're a metal player, and something I notice about metal players, they just fucking shred them out. They do them so well, and a lot of guys have them so clean, Thank God in blues, swing, jazz. You're in the blues and a jazz. Some people are like very clean with them, but at the same time you can get away with going like a little bit of bleed. But yeah, it's just nice to get first thing in the day. You get your brain working on barring that finger and trying to play 1 note at a time. And we can do that with each finger. We can go. Yeah, and then up and down, just four notes to a string. It's pretty much chromatic. I mean, you lose out a semitone on each string, apart from the G string to the B string, because that's only a major third apart. So it's right there. You have to go there for it. So you gotta go. I practice that sometimes, but it's just a bit too much hassle. I think if you really wanted to run a chromatic scale, 2 octaves up and down, you could really practice that. But if it's not functional, then I don't think it's something that you want to be spending half an hour every day on. Because typically whenever we use chromaticism, it's only 2, 3, 4 notes at a time anyway, and it's more about where you place them. So, but that's just a good exercise as well for your picking. Right, and another thing you can do is play play more on the pads of your fingers, right? More like there, and then try to play right on the tips. Right? So you're getting all ends of our fingers. So you're getting all of those calluses, and you're also wakening up your fingertips. You're wakening that up in your hands, you know. Well, that's probably the right way to go about it. Usually, I just pick it up and just go. And as whatever you're doing, you'll do all that anyway. I mean, you hit a chord. Just try and get that little bit of press where you feel the fingers to be more sensitive. Yeah, give that a little go. Just wake them up, you know. So let's take a major scale and we'll play it in C, right? Starting from the 8th fret in the low E string. Alright, we can go like this, right? Da 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 da. Oh, da 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 da. Yeah, obviously I don't have these that well drilled. These aren't things that I practice a lot. But when I was, there was a certain point, you know, in a developmental stage when I was trying to get better at jazz and understand intervallic things, and just even for picking and stuff, and just getting the sounds of how it sounds to go that like that pattern. Da, 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 da. So that actually sounds very good. I don't know. I don't know. But you know what I'm getting at? The other one then would be like 4 notes at a time. I think that's quite a good exercise. See, that one's quite good because you've got the bar. Well, not bar, but you're going da 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 da. There's a little bit of barring there to be done with a little finger, which is why it's useful to work on those little finger rolls, rolling from the pad of your finger. And like I say, you can do it like that, just to. If you practice that as an exercise, it means then that whenever you could find yourself in any position and you will just, you know, sometimes how you're like, you're phrasing and you're playing a lick and you sort of take a chance on a note. You know the note you're looking for in your head, and you think it might be 2 frets down, or you think it might be 1 fret down on the next string. You know what I mean? You don't really know for sure, but you're gonna go for it. Whenever you have that built-in thing there, it allows for good access to that stuff, and suddenly when you're playing a, you know, a scale, or you're just trying to make something up, you can be going like, you start playing lots of weird stuff. I'm not really well drilled on that at the minute, but in the past when it was something that I practiced, it did open up a lot of things, you know. Just little moves where the theory mightn't really have been there, but it made for some interesting sounds. And sometimes we want to do that, don't we? You don't want to always be like, oh, okay, well, there's a 5 to a 6 and a 1 to a 2. I'm going to slide that 2 and a third. That's a major third, by the way. You know what I mean? You want to do that, yeah? That's like your foundational work. You know, you do a certain amount of that, and then it's like, right, you've done your homework, now go out and play, you know? So yeah, let's look at vibrato then, right? right? So right, that one there, the first finger, right, and the major third there, which is the ninth fret, in C, which must be an E then. That's an E, mate, right? And we're on the G string, so what's that? G, F sharp, F, G. You want to kind of do that too sometimes, don't you? You name the note, and you can get closer to picking out any fret. Wherever we'll do that one, well that's a B, so that must be B flat. Yeah, so it's like, oh shit, well, I know that's an E, so that must be, oh Jesus, we're gonna be A, that's a B flat too. Yeah, you start to do that. It's good for your more homework, more maths, but also it helps you spell out the neck and stuff. It's just good practice, you know. So yeah, I was there, right? That kind of vibrato there. I'm just sort of wiggling it side to side. So back whenever I learned, right, which I think was like a text lesson, right? They used to have like text lessons on Ultimate Guitar pre YouTube, right? And I would go to these lessons and learn a wee bit about theory, learn a bit about technique and stuff, and that's where I learned a lot of stuff. There was one about vibrato. Basically, it was saying, well, you got two types, right? Apparently, and one of them's like that. You know, bend the string down and up again that way, which is sort of like, well, the BB King, he calls it the butterfly, doesn't he? You know, the way he does it, and he really stings it like BB King. I don't know how he does that. He's got something going on there. So like, he like he really flicks it. So you have that one, right, like that, and then you have the side to side. So I mean, if you're bending it downwards, I mean, it's more wider, pitching up, and back down to the original pitch, up, back down to the original pitch, side to side. Now let's try and figure out what's going on here. I think you might get the pitch goes above the original pitch, and then it goes below it again. So it's more of a centered thing with that side thing. And of course, it's just different anyway. And it's all about how you hit it. I mean, you could really sting that. Maybe some people do that. I think it's better for that slower thing. And again, we spoke before about how you could start fast and slow it down. You know, if you want to be real sophisticated, you know what I mean? So. Alright. Probably those are good things to practice. Practice different speed in your vibrato. Practice it in each different finger with both methods. Little finger, it's kind of a hard one, isn't it? You want to get a good grip in behind you there. Stabilize yourself. Yeah, so that's the down one. Right, and side to side. Yeah, because you want to have each finger too. Because basically, a nice thing to have is complete freedom on the instrument in terms of when you are noodling and exploring and you don't really know exactly what it is you're going to hit, you could land on any finger, on any string, and you want to be able, no matter what happens, because when you're improvising, anything can happen. You know, of course, a lot of the stuff you're doing, you will have a fair idea of what you're going for, you know, but the best stuff usually comes by accident, you know. And so it's good to have that, I don't want to say safety net, but yeah, something like that, where it's just like, I know where I am, I know where I am. That's good. I know you can fucking send me on a chromatic scale way up to a high F there, but I know if I come back down, and even if I do land on my wee finger, I'm still going to be able to make that note sound sweet. You know? So yeah, I mean, if you're playing in a blues, say, and you're noodling, and you haven't yet got to the point where you go, okay, well, This is a blues in E, so I mean I know I've got my E blues scale slash minor pentatonic. Minor pentatonic. Make it a blues scale. Add in the flat and fifth. Right, you can add in a load of notes. You can just chromaticize everything, you know. You know what I mean? And plus you can throw a major chord there too. So suddenly you're doing minor moves or major moves on top of this. Well, wait, I thought we were playing a minor scale. Yeah, but in a blues you can do both. But you gotta make it sound right. You gotta make it work. But yeah, the rules are there are no rules. But before you really get into all to that level, you know, you might be slipping around like that. And if you hear me, I come down to that. I was looking for that note. Wait. Yeah, that was the one I was looking for. I didn't know where it was, but I knew it was down there somewhere. So I slid down for it. I landed there. You just slide back up into it. Just be alive in the moment. You know, find the right note. And most people won't hear that, or if they do hear it, they'll go, "Oh, did you hear that wee slurry? Did you hear that wee extra note he just threw in? Wasn't that really professional?" I was like, "Yeah, it was. Thank you. I know. I've been working on that wee move, you know." There is life and you know what? Beatles. George Harrison. Yes. So like, you have to bluff. You have to bluff, and the more comfortable that you get with bluffing, more comfortable you will just become in life, in general. You know. And that's what we want, isn't it? You know, you don't want to be going around feeling comfortable all the time. Who wants to live that hell? You know, I used to notice back in the day, me and my mate Stevie used to busk, you know, I'd be out busking. And, you know, you get to know pretty soon if you're a musician that there are days when you go out and it's just a bog standard day and you're doing all your stuff, you're playing quite well, you're singing well, things seem to be going alright. And then you will have a day when you go out and you start pressing the buttons, you know, and suddenly, you know, it's sounding extra magical. It's like, well, what's going on here now? Why is this sound so good? And we used to talk about the juice, you know what I mean? Some days you have the juice and some days you don't. And if you've got the juice, you know, you want to use it, but at the same time, you don't want to drain the reservoir. You know what I mean? So don't overplay, and especially not practicing in the house, and that juice is wasted. You know, they call it when they talk about Chet Baker, jazz trumpeter, his playing. They talk about having a great lyricism, right? So it's not about him going like, you know, it's like, it's not even the choice of notes, although that is a huge part of what makes it beautiful. Lyricism is that sort of intangible quality. It's the beauty of what is being played, the spiritual aspect, aside from the pitches, the tones, the selection, all of that. That extra thing that makes the note gleam, you know. a lyricism, you know, and how do we attain lyricism? How do we get that into our music? It's all very mysterious, you know, but definitely if you've got it going on, try to conserve it, try to preserve it, and try to serve it. And, you know, just do your best to ensure that it comes around again. But we all have our days where we're just dry, we got no juice, and you could be playing the best technically, but for some reason it's just not really happening. It all sounds like exercises and scale patterns. You know, you're not lighting, you know, the room up. You gotta accept that because you might be Chet Baker, like, you know, you might indeed be Miles Davis. You're gonna have off days. You're gonna have days when it's not quite working. So it's a probably the most essential ingredient to anybody's playing, singing, whatever it is. You know what I mean? And it's like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're a super technical jazz guy or a theoretical genius, you know, or a magnificent artisan, which are no choices. You could get a dosser, you get Pete Doherty fucking stand up, yeah, off his fucking nut on smack, and the lyricism is hanging out of him. Yeah, he's like a fucking skeleton up there, but he has more lyricism than you because he's been doing heroin. And knocking about with Kate Moss and stuff. You know, it is an important thing. I don't know about the most important, but it's certainly something worth considering. And you know the other thing about it is, like I say, we all have our days where that lyricism isn't there. Sometimes it's high degree. Sometimes you have a little bit of lyricism today, you know, and others you're going quite well. We're going good here. Like, let's keep this going. You know, I think what really you know, earns you your crust as a musician, a player, whatever it is, when the lyricism isn't there, and the lilt and the beauty and the lift of that godly touch isn't just putting it across for you, that's when you have to get in and do your most workmanlike performance and use all the tools that you have available to you to make it come alive, you know, to make it happen. You've got a crowd of people there, whatever it might be, you've got a job to do, right? My lyricism isn't exactly floating tonight, and you know, to be honest, even if I was playing like Chet Baker, this doesn't seem like the kind of crowd who's going to appreciate it. So, it's not my preferred gig, but I have to make a go of it. I have to make something happen here. Right? So you gotta dig into it, you gotta go, look what fucking this is sounding a bit shite. You're getting disheartened, you're halfway through a song, you can see people's fucking disinterested talking to each other, but you have to keep going. You have to dig in, you have to keep going, you have to adjust your mentality, your psychology. You have to think back and go, right, well, I'm not gonna let that get to me, you know, and I've got a wee plan. I know I'm losing this round, but 2 or 3 songs from now, I've got a clinker. I'm gonna pull it out, and I'm gonna start it off with such an intro that you'll hear a pin drop in this place. You will hear a pin drop, and it's all up from there, really. So every time I look in the mirror, all these lines in my face getting clearer. The past is gone. Oh, it went by. choosing life to bear. Well, I know everybody knows the way it goes, the way it goes. I know everybody said you got the blues to know. Chin. Sing Whippet, sing Volunteer, sing Volunteer. You know what I mean? Playing gigs is a funny thing. I remember playing Sound of the Shore one year. It was before it was called Sound of the Shore. Ballyronan and Matthew Scott runs it. Good spot. And I think I was the only thing playing that night. They just had a wee beach thing. You know, they'd got the setup and stuff by that stage, but they hadn't really got to the point where they were doing this full festival. So I used to go down and play there quite regularly around that time. And I get up and I playing a set, what I thought was brilliant stuff. You know, and I played, you know, I played crazy, I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy, crazy for feeling so blue. Yeah, and a lot of other little jazzy things like that. And I was near the end of the first half of the set, and this big country spud man, right, come up. Well, how you doing? It's not too bad. Just trying to play a song here, if you don't mind. I said, I thought this guy's coming up to compliment me. And he goes to me, do you know what? I goes, well, what? He goes, I'm about to take myself down into that water. I'm gonna drown myself. I was right. Okay, good luck to you. He said, I tell you what, the whole lot of us wants to die. That's what we think of your music. It has made us all want to commit suicide right now. So, it wasn't one of my better reviews. Like, so I had to do something, you know, I had to juice it up. I think I had a wee friend in the crowd who got up and played a bit of electric guitar with me that night. I think it was his first gig, second gig maybe. A few of my family and stuff were there, actually quite close to where I live. And the ones in my family were like feeding him full of drink to get him up on stage. Jittery fella, the person in question at that time, at least anyway, he was young, you know, and he just hadn't really played out that much, so very good guitar player. Anyway, yeah, I think that kind of might be it, like, just on that bombshell. But oh, I know what to do, right? She packed my bags last night pre-flight. 0 hour 9 a.m. And I'm gonna be high as a kite flying. I miss the earth so much. I miss my life. It's lonely out in space. But such a time, I'm this way. I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Touchdown brings me right again to find not the man I think I am. Alright, just a little bit of more guitar and junkery here before we go. Yeah, do you know for anybody that has trouble like making music on guitar and it's something that they want to do, uh, like they can learn scales and stuff, but when it comes to applying it, something that's not working for them, they're getting stuck somewhere. I think sometimes it can be little like mind tricks, little Jedi mind tricks you need just to pull you out of that wee rut that you're in sometimes, because I think there's a certain amount of pressure. Sometimes you get locked in, and it's like, fuck, fucking, there's somebody watching there. I really, I'm in the bar here. I really like that guy. I fucking want to impress him. And it's like, it starts tightening you up. It's messing you up. Then you don't play your best stuff. You know, I, I've just like, well, don't get me wrong. I've had to work for every bit of ability that I have. And I think if you ask anybody who's a pretty good musician, it's not as simple as looking at somebody and going, "Oh, well, they're just really talented. They're just lucky." Um, you want to try being really talented. You want to try what that feels like on a day-to-day basis, because you wouldn't be fit to handle it. No harm, like, but yeah, yeah. As George Best. Uh, but it's true. It's like you can have all the talent in the world, but what's the saying? Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. If you're talented, you have to work even harder, and you've got all the psychological hang-ups. You've got the anxiety. You've got the fucking panic attacks. You've got all that other stuff that nobody else fucking sees. They don't see inside your mind. They don't understand that. And a lot of times there's a lot of pettiness and jealousy. I think they call it professional jealousy. You get a little bit of that sometimes. And again, that's the hard thing to navigate, because you don't want to be the object of jealousy or resentment or anything like that. So, how can we even up the balance here? You know what I mean? Oh, do I have to, you know, play the clown or something like that in order that somebody won't be? He's just a talented bastard. Because it gets a bit tiring playing the clown all the time. And sometimes you just want to be yourself. And I'm speaking more rhetorically here, you know what I mean? The other performers and stuff that I'm sure that I know actually feel like that, you know what I mean? But look, if you happen to not be one of those guys that just seems to always land his note on the right finger and, seems to have good vibrato and a natural way to make it good, it doesn't have that, right? But you do have some of that. And you know you can do it. Deep down inside, you know you can do it. And truly, the reason that you're jealous is because you know you can do what that talented guy is doing. You've been in your bedroom playing before and you've made it sound that good. You have done that before. But for some reason, you can't make it happen all the time. Well, if it's something that you truly, truly want to be able to do, then you gotta dedicate yourself to it and find out what is the way around it that I can get this. And maybe along the way you'll find out, well, you know what, maybe that particular thing wasn't my gift, but through this digging and excavating, I found this other fucking niche. This is something else that I can do that he can't. Yeah, yeah, you know what I mean? But it's like, jealousy's not good, man. Jealousy will poison you, but if you follow it enough it annoys you to the point where you go, you know what? I'm in competition with this other guy now, and I'm gonna make sure that because I know that I can be as good as him. I just haven't had those same chances, or he's lucky that he has this. If that motivates you to go and work really hard in practice, and you end up finding out something about yourself, and you come back and you become really good, That could be the best thing to ever happen to you. But then again, like I say, you gotta readjust yourself psychologically and go, well, where is my place in all of this? In the great pantheon of artists, musicians, fucking playwrights, actors, drunkards. Where do I fit in here? And how do I play my part and not overplay my part, over egg the pudding? You know what I mean? To the point where people don't really want you being around. You want to be liked, don't you? Like so. And in turn, I think you want to be accepted. You want to be liked, but you want to be accepted too. You don't want to have to play and be somebody else to in order to have to gain that acceptance. But I would say more specifically to things like that, work on your vibrato. Each note, start thinking about phrases. Well, that sounds very simple. Listen to other guitar players that do things like that and study them. That's what the really able musicians do. They put in lots of time and studying stuff you never. That's the stuff you don't see. Put in your study time. Put in your work. Find out what it is that you're truly good at, and work on that. The closer you get to that and realizing what it is that you were really built for, then you feel a whole lot more secure in yourself, Because if you do get into a jealousy thing, like a competitive thing, and I think it's pretty common with guitar players with big egos, like, it's a tricky one. It's like, you're never going to be satisfied, you're never going to be happy if you're constantly comparing yourself to other people and stuff like that. You have to get to a point where you can go, okay, well, I have found this thing that I'm good with, and I'm happy with it. I know what I'm doing is decent, right? But at the same time, qualify that with, but I also accept this person over here is really, 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 really good at that. What they're doing, that's fucking brilliant too, and I can't do that. So that sort of keeps you fucking balanced out and even too. But yeah, as far as guitar playing, work on your vibrato, arpeggios, try to be tasteful, rather than just shredding up and down and stuff. But you might like that, If you're more into the jazzier, more sophisticated end of blues even, and soul music and stuff like that, then you want to. Just work on those simple things every day. Work on your musicality along with your technique. Musicality is key, And that's something that you can drill and work up, work up your level in that, just the same as everything else. And that lyricism, well, that's something that you gotta go away and think about a bit. How can I bring that lyricism into my stuff? Because that's like the secret sauce. That's like that'll put you over the top of any superior guy. If you're on your night and your lyricism is right on point, you'll be top dog, you'll be playing to an extent beyond your wildest dreams, and you mightn't even hear the best of it because you're playing it, and you know it's good because you can hear it and you feel good when you're playing it, and you can see people's faces light up, and you're going, well, this is wow, Jesus, what the fuck, this is. But you won't even hear the best of that, man. It's the other people. They are the ones that get to hear the beauty in that. So you're sort of providing a wee service there too, aren't you? So it's all good. It's all good. Well, it's not easy being a guitar player with a big ego. Like, you think you're going quite good and you're practicing. You're like, yeah, I'm a good wee player. Like, I think I'm better than that. I think I'm fucking brilliant. I think I might be like the best guitar player in the world. You press play in a video on YouTube and some 15-year-old comes on and plays like fucking Earl Hooker or something. And you're like, what the fuck? What is going on here? I have to go away and rethink my life. But guys, look, that's the height of it. Belfast Blues and Boxing, please. Bye. Have a lovely wee afternoon there, folks. I'm getting my new iPhone today. So all the videos are going to be in super fucking HD, probably with better volume. So be good to yourselves, please.